I'm sorry, no, just try and calm down. He said that to you on stage in character? He said that to you out of character. After the show. In your dressing room. He wanted to take you where? No, that doesn't sound like it would be much fun for anybody. Listen, things are kind of busy here, so if I could call you back in a half an hour. You what? Another problem? Uh-huh. Well, I'd say if they're gonna behave like that, then you're gonna rip their tights right back. Okay. See you at home. Tough day, Bob? Fair. How's, the fifth Beatle? Well, he's settling in. Oh, really, Bob? Oh, I think so. He usually sleeps in till about 8 or noon. He goes through about 10 packs of cigarettes a day. Mrs. Vardavidian started complaining of the smoke clouding up her windows. And he usually gets in around 2 or 3 in the morning. I always know he's home by the trail of confetti and boa feathers and rice. And he started a botanical garden on our balcony. Along with which, he's always very insistent on doing the dishes and lays out my clothes for work in the morning and is a generally pleasant guy. Well, it seems like the two of you are getting along. We are. I'm just a little bit nervous about how my mother will take to him. I wouldn't worry about that, Bob. She warmed up to Emily. Jerry, we're not married. Of course not, Bob. I just mean, she's a sweet old lady. Thank you. Anyway, based on that one movie Tim was in about being in love with his mother, I'm sure he can charm her immediately. What movie? Oh, it was nothing, Bob. Just a little made-for-TV thing. What was it called? Schmidibus.
E means everything she's done to her.
Well, maybe I should ask him to dress like a woman. What's that, Bob? Oh, nothing. I'm just watching one of your films. You're very good. I'd like to think I could have helped Glenn. You could have, Bob. You're a good psychiatrist. How soon till it's ready? Oh, just a few more minutes. I just have to make the sauce. What does the sauce go on? I've no idea. But if we serve whatever it is with sauce, it'll be perfect. I'm sure it will. It sure smells good. The whatever and sauce. I just hope the potatoes get done. Your hob heats very slowly. Oh, that's because you have the oven to 200. Yeah? So? This hob is set to Fahrenheit. Oh, right. Well, it's okay. If the potatoes don't get done in time, we can always pick up some rice off the floor and boil that. Mom. Sonny. Hi, dear. Oh, this must be your English friend. Nice to meet you. I'm Sonny's mother. I thought you were Bob's. He has the English wit. I should come up with a nickname for you. How about Timmy? Mom, I don't think Mr. Curry would like a nickname. And besides, he's already got one. Oh, what is it? Frunky. Oh. I can't see that for you. You're more of a Richard or a Glenn. Mom, why don't you just sit down here? All right. Thank you, Sonny. Dinner is served. Oh, it looks wonderful. So fancy. Well, he's a fancy person. Excuse me, I didn't mean that. I just meant it looks wonderful. Why don't you sit over here by me, Frankie? That's Tim. All right, Mrs. Hartley. I mean, Tim. Oh, did you hear that? Such manners. You know how long it's been since anyone's called me Mrs. Hartley? Mom, people call you that all the time. That's your name. Oh, stop. But no, Sonny's right. We really should get on a first-name basis, so you can call me Martha. Oh, is that your name? I just love the English sense of humor. Yeah, it's not very subtle. It's pretty bold, in fact. Frankie, you must teach this one some table manners. Why, even when he was a boy, he used to hide all his peas under his plate. It's true. Oh, no. I always hated peas. Oh, you are adorable and so handsome. Don't you think he's handsome, Sonny? Yeah, he's very handsome. Even pretty. Why, yes, now that you mention it. I could just talk to you two for hours, but I have to run. Thanks so much for having me. Bye, Sonny. Bye, Mom. Well, I think I'll just start on the dishes. You don't have to do that. No, Bob, please. It's my pleasure. I always wash the dishes. Yeah, well, wash them, not break them. No, really, Bob. It's the least I can do. After all, you took me into your home. Let me do the trail of feathers when I leave in the morning. Let me call you at the office every time someone flirts with me. And when your mother was here, well, your nice little comments about me, well, they were fitting of Frankenfurter himself. I think I'll leave the dishes for the morning. What suit would you like me to set out for you? Now just hold it. You're not my maid, and I shouldn't have said what I said when my mother was here. I was just uncomfortable. Granted, I was pleased the pressure was off of me for a while. I don't think I could have taken another childhood story about me and peas, but I just felt a little funny about my mom warming up to you so fast. It took her 3 years before she even got Emily's name right, and she still won't call me Bob. Why didn't you just tell me if I was making you uncomfortable? I mean, was I laying it on too thick? No, you You weren't laying anything on. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just, well, maybe you did, but yeah, you didn't even know you were doing it. I mean, you can't control it. Let me tell you a story. Why don't you just sit on the couch? When I was a kid, you hated peas. No, a different story. When I was a kid, there used to be this girl in my class. Braided pigtails, freckles, the works. Oh, I was convinced that I was in love with her. But Susie Marshall liked this other guy. He wasn't even trying. I mean, he used to pop bubblegum and lean back on his chair so far it defied gravity. But she was nuts about him, and, well, I decided the only way to have Susie all to myself was to try and get rid of this guy. Well, I was so obsessed with getting back at this kid that I forgot all about Susie. It was so bad that one day she came up to me and asked if I could walk her home, and I said, I'm busy. I had to meet this guy behind the library so I could knock his block off. And did you? Oh, heavens no. He was quite a bit taller than me. Of course, I didn't find that out until too late. I mean, I could never tell how tall he was. He was always leaning back on those chairs. Anyway, I met this guy, and you know what he said to me? What? He said, why are you picking on me? What do you want? I didn't do anything wrong, and I realized in that moment that this whole thing was ridiculous. The whole time I'd been pining for Susie. Susie had been pining for him. He wasn't even aware of what was going on. I mean, he was just one of those kids that everybody seemed drawn towards. But in his case, I don't believe it was his personality. I mean, I once saw him tie a knot in a squirrel's tail without even hurting the squirrel. With you, it's a little different. You're a very nice, interesting person, and humans, people, are just drawn to that. But no matter how many people fall for you, it will take some time to get to know the real you, and, well, that's time worth taking. And now that I say that, I'm a little embarrassed that I invited you over to my house for the weekend. You're a great psychiatrist. You really helped me, and what you said has helped me put things into perspective. I'm glad I could help. You sure have. And you know what? First thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to march right into the theater and demand some respect. See, that's a great idea. But Tim? Yeah? Don't bring the whip. Right. Well, that's it for us today, folks, and remember, it's better to beat off weirdos with a stick than live your whole lifetime with a stranger. That was in the spirit of Aunt Agnes. Oh, and another thing. All work and no play makes you just like Tim. Bye!